thought in some ways it could be worse in the markets because this is a big transition. You saw the president said earlier today, it's like a patient who was very sick. We did the operation, and now it's time to make the patient better. And that's exactly what we're doing.
What bothered me, Aaron, was that they really did, over and over again, the president said, listen, it's going to be reciprocal. So you do it, we do it. And that was going to be so good. And I really believed in it. And I feel like a sucker tonight because I am not a free trader and I do not believe in free trade. And I was just as tough, if not tougher, than his people, but they screwed it up.
Wall Street's favorite hype man just served us a betrayal so spicy, it's giving Greek tragedy meets CNBC meltdown. Jim Cramer, the man who once treated Donald Trump's economy like it was a golden goose laying tax cut omelets, is now torching the very throne he used to worship like a finance bro at a MAGA yacht party. Yes, folks. The same guy who once screamed,
This economy is good. Everything, except one thing. We have a president who's very angry at everyone except Vladimir Putin. Oh, no, maybe even Vladimir Putin. And his wrath has made investors so downcast and so negative that people have just given up. They want nothing to do with stocks, nothing to do with this world, because they're sure the White House will keep laying on the tariffs that seem to be wiping out your wealth and my wealth. In this environment, it's a wonder anyone's buying anything, unless they think that the one person who's standing in the way of a great economy, one that could have incredible growth with lowered inflation, lower oil prices, less regulation, more confidence, will finally change the stripes. If Trump can lose the anger, drop the scowl, stop diminishing our friends and rivals while making common cause with our enemies, and generally start acting like he did in his first term, the president has him just where he wants him.
Really?
Yes, the tariffs are very high, much higher than anyone ever thought possible even a year ago. There's no inflation in this country, hasn't really hurt our growth. There's some other reasons why our growth might be slowing down because the rest of the world's slowing, but it hasn't hurt directly our country. They are hurt very badly. You know, there was something that happened the other day. We restricted Costco, not COST kind, but COSCO, giant shipping company. It's really killing them again. The president has squeezed the news so tight, Joe, that just by saying, listen, we're not going to take it up again, he's going to get a concession. Again, hate him or like him, he has them where he wants them.
Bye, 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 during Trump's every mic drop is now basically yelling, bye, 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 like he's in an economic asterisk NSYNC cover band. This ain't just a pivot. This is a full-blown pirouette in front of a burning portfolio.
For months, I've been skeptical about the trade negotiations, even though we clearly had the upper hand. I figured the U.S. and China were too far apart on these issues, so both sides would try to hold out until something changed the equation. Then today we learned the Trump administration's reached a preliminary deal with the Chinese that takes next week as planned tariff hikes off the table. So how the heck did that happen? If you take and take and take, once you simply stop taking, it's a big deal. I think that's been Trump's strategy all along. In the last few months, he's added multiple schedules of tariffs that were set to go higher automatically. He made these ever-increasing import duties.
Cramer went live and basically said, the economy's all right, but the president? Man's out here treating diplomacy like a promo, and investors are ducking faster than a bad IPO. Oof. That thud you heard? That was Wall Street's jaw hitting the trading floor. Let's rewind for a sec. Back in the day, Cramer was basically Trump's unofficial economic hype squad. He toasted the tax cuts, championed the deregulation fiesta, and even gave tariffs a standing ovation like they were the encore at a Taylor Swift concert. Fast forward to now, and Cramer's sounding like he just read the receipts from 4 years of chaos. And guess what? He's owning it. He literally admitted he called it wrong. That's like Jeff Bezos walking into a Dollar Tree and saying, yeah, I might have gone too far. And he didn't stop there. Cramer's now roasting Trump's trade tantrums, saying they've sucked the life out of investor confidence faster than a crypto scam coin with a dog logo. According to Jim, the biggest threat to your 401k isn't inflation or interest rates. It's a president beefing with allies, enemies, and probably his own reflection. Investors have just checked out, he said, sounding like a man who just watched his portfolio get ghosted on Tinder. But here's the whiplash moment. Cramer thinks all of this could be turned around if Trump just chilled out a little. Less Thanos, more Tom Hanks.
What do you have to say to the American investor in this country?
Well, I think you're going to see some very good days ahead. A lot of incentives are going to be given. You saw yesterday a $1 billion investment, and we gave you very fast approvals. Nobody's come up with that one yet, although it seems pretty simple. I think you're going to have some great days ahead. We have to conclude a couple of bad wars that are going on. A lot of bad things are going on, but we'll get them done.
Do you think that we are in a situation where business will be far more embraced under you than currently?
Well, I don't want to really knock current, but I will tell you more than at any time, anywhere in the history of our country.
He literally said the market might rebound if Trump stopped doing his best impression of a Bond villain and started acting like he wasn't live tweeting world chaos from a gold toilet. Now pause. Take that in. This is the same man who once treated Trump's trade war like it was The Godfather. Part 2. A bold, risky masterpiece. Now he's talking like he just woke up from a 4-year fever dream and found out the Don Corleone of economics actually tanked the family business. Watching this is like seeing Gordon Ramsay say, "You know what? That microwave meal wasn't half bad." It's disorienting. It's dramatic. It's delicious. So, what's really going on here? Is this a wake-up call for the finance elite? Are we watching the moment Wall Street finally pulls the plug on Trump fandom? Or is Cramer just trying to play both sides before election 2024 turns into Succession political edition? Whatever the case, one thing's certain. When even Jim bye Cramer starts hitting the brakes, you know we've entered a new financial multiverse. One where the stock market's not the only thing flipping. Buckle up, bulls and bears. The circus is back in town. Picture this. Wall Street's loudest hype man trying to play therapist, cheerleader, and economic prophet, all at once. Only now the lights are too bright. The crowd's booing, and Jim Cramer's rewriting his script in real time like he's on SNL without a teleprompter. And the lesson here? Maybe yelling doesn't make you right. Maybe calling something bold doesn't mean it's not boneheaded. And maybe, just maybe, the stock market doesn't appreciate being treated like a game show hosted by a man with a gold-plated ego and a Twitter addiction. Better luck next policy cycle, America. Let's rewind to the great American trade war trademark, shall we? Marketed like Avengers, Endgame delivered like a 2 a.m. Infomercial starring a guy selling magic beans. Trump promised economic thunder. What we got was corporate whiplash and now hiring signs on life support. Prices? Skyrocketed. Supply chains? Looks like a horror movie. Investor confidence? Shattered like your screen when you drop your phone face down on concrete. You'd think someone in the room might have cracked open an international economics textbook. But nope. The strategy was basically throw tariffs like darts at a map and hope for applause. And when things flopped, blame China, blame the Fed, blame the thermostat, anyone but the guy holding the Sharpie. Because here's the thing. Global trade isn't a high-stakes round of Monopoly. You can't just slap a 25% tariff on China and expect the board to rearrange itself in your favor. This wasn't strategy. It was swagger-fueled improv with real-world consequences. And Trump? While manufacturers were gasping for air and soybean farmers were lighting their crops on fire in frustration, he was up there smirking like he just pulled off the greatest vanishing act since Houdini. Only instead of disappearing doves, it was economic stability that poofed into thin air. Meanwhile, in the middle of the chaos stood Jim Cramer, once a vocal supporter, now blinking into the camera like someone who just realized he'd been cheering on a dumpster fire in a wind tunnel. One moment, he's clapping for Trump's tough China stance. The next, he's watching his credibility slide faster than Dogecoin after Elon stops tweeting. You could feel the cognitive dissonance. This is fine. It's character building. A little chaos never hurt the markets, right? Wrong, Jim. The only thing getting built was a wall between Wall Street and sanity. He even dubbed it Deliberation Day, like it was some grand reckoning where investors would break free from Trump's economic fever dream. Spoiler alert. The only thing breaking was the market's will to live. And those so-called historic trade deals Trump kept hyping? Please. They were the economic equivalent of a hollow taco shell. Crunchy, dramatic, and ultimately empty. Lots of handshakes, plenty of photo ops, but nothing to actually chew on. It was less about trade, more about the show.